it's time to rank the Big Ten quarterbacks coming into this year. Now, what I'm doing is I'm looking at it and I'm saying, what do I expect? What do I personally expect? So like Julian Sayans at Ohio State, dude has not started a game. I expect big things from him. So I don't need stats. I don't need a stat line from when he was a freshman because he didn't start last year. Just like with Arch at Texas. I wasn't going to rank him 14th because he hasn't really played a whole lot. I think Arch Manning's going to be really good. Well, likewise in the Big Ten. I got a lot of guys that I'm about to rank really highly that haven't played meaningful football. But they will this year, and I think they're going to be good. So here's what's the most funny about this. According to my expectations in ranking Big Ten quarterbacks, I'm going to put Drew Aller number 1. I'm going to get serious pushback on that. It's laughable, but I'm going to get serious pushback on that. Everyone wants Drew Aller to be elite because he was a former 5-star quarterback who has started multiple years. And I'm telling you that he hasn't been elite yet. And I'm telling you he may not even be elite this year. But he's a really good player. He's a really good quarterback. If he goes above and beyond and he's elite, more power to him. And I'll take credit because I got him ranked number 1. But even if he's not, if Drew Aller just plays a little bit better than he did last year, he may very well be the best quarterback in the Big Ten. And for those of you who say that's ridiculous, okay, you're entitled to your opinion. I want you to point to me the surefire candidate out there that slam dunk, case closed, no question, you expect to be better than Drew Aller this year. And then I want you to define better. Is it completion percentage, TD to INT ratio? Like, what is it that someone's going to definitively do better than him? So I've got Drew at number 1. Now, here's where we get very, very quickly into the weeds of guesswork. This is what this is. That's what expectations are. I am trying to be an educated guesser. I got Julian Sayans number 2 in the Big Ten. He came to Alabama and then transferred after about 5 minutes when Saban retired. And he goes up there. He is one of many guys who transferred, didn't have to start right away. And he got to sort of be a fly on the wall in that quarterback room during a national championship run. He got a really, really good taste of how different it is at Ohio State. And frankly, if he stayed at Bama, it was going to be the same way. So this is a dude who I am very, very high on. I was high on him out of high school, just made from the right stuff from the neck up. Now, by the way, the release is ultra quick too. So a lot of the intangibles, some of the tangibles I think he has, there's just no substitute for experience. But the thing about Ohio State from an organizational standpoint is I will blindly trust Ryan Day and now Brian Hartline, the offensive coordinator there. They've earned the right to be blindly trusted to surround a quarterback with the right pieces. That wide receiver room's incredible, probably the best in college football, but also I trust them to develop. They got a long, long history there now of developing that position. And not only that, they're not trying to, pull every last ounce of potential out of a guy who has 3-star max potential. Julian Sayans was ranked 5 stars out of high school, and he has every bit of that from a potential standpoint. I think he'll realize it this year. And my expectation is he's right up there among the best in the conference. Dante Moore at Oregon, I also have up there. I got him at number 3. Dante Moore was at UCLA. He started there. He transferred to Oregon, and then he sat out a year. Now, you don't see that much. You see guys that don't start and then transfer and sit a year maybe. Dante Moore started at UCLA, then transferred, then sat a year because he's behind a really, really good player in Dylan Gabriel last year. And now he's playing, and I will tell you this. You've got whatever scouting report you could have on him from UCLA. I'll just tell you, the returns I've heard about him out of Oregon have been pretty glowing. And you've got to find the right kind of people to give you feedback on players. There's some folks out there who would sunshine pump all day long. Guy could be out there in a wheelchair and they say, dude, he's moving around pretty good. Well, yeah, he's rolling, though, so he's probably not going to contribute a whole lot this fall. So you got to know who to trust. The people I know I can trust at Oregon, they trust what they've got there. And I would also remind you, there was a 5-star quarterback who committed to them and early enrolled and was there for playoff practice and bowl prep, I guess is what you would call that period. He saw enough in Dante Moore that he hit the exit door. He said, I know I signed with you guys. I want out. And Lanning and his staff said, all right, bye. I trust Dante Moore. And I trust, again, Will Stein is one of the very, very bright, sort of younger, relatively speaking, lesser-known names in the coordinator world amongst common fans. He's very well known in the coaching world. I trust them. They have earned my blind trust to get the most out of that position, and I think they'll get the most out of Dante Moore. I assume, Jesse, and I'm guessing here, that I'll get a lot of pushback on number 4, because number 4 for me is Damon Williams at Washington. Like, I'm very, very high on him, extremely high on him. I'm high on Washington as a team and what they're capable of doing from a scaling up standpoint this year. I always have to have the hand motion. See, if you listen on podcast, you miss the fact that there are certain hand motions I do associated with certain words, like 9 times per show. And scaling, and this right here is one of them. Damon Williams is going to be really good this year, and almost no one around the country is talking about him right now. I trust the position he's in. I trust the coaching staff that he is playing for. I trust him as a talent. And I think year 2, if you're looking for a surprise team out of the big 2 conferences, it could maybe be Missouri in the SEC, but I think it's absolutely Washington in the Big Ten. And if I'm right about that, it'll be because I'm right about this. So I'm doing, sort of a correlated belief system here. I believe in Damon Williams, and this is based on expectation from me for this year. I got him all the way up there in the top 5. I got him at number 4 in the Big Ten quarterback rankings. And because of that, I think Washington is sort of a low-key sleeper team in the Big Ten title race. Not my pick per se, but they got a guy up there who knows what he's doing in Jed Fish, and I think he's got himself a quarterback that could be one of the talks of college football around midseason. Number 5 is Luke Altmaier, who returns along with almost everybody at Illinois. Not a whole lot more to say about him. 22-6 TD to INT last year. There's a lot of consistency and continuity in that staff and in that system. They're going to be a lot more high profile of a team this year. They're going to be on big stages a lot more. They got Southern Cal and Ohio State coming in there, and that doesn't matter so much because it's not like he is decided as a player based on his schedule. The reason I'm telling you what their schedule is because it means a lot more people are going to watch him. They'll be in pressure situations a lot more. And frankly, whether it's Altmaier or whether it's that entire team, I think one of the big stories to watch in the Big Ten this year is how Illinois as a team plays with expectation. Because it's always overlooked. Anytime there's a team that does a lot, you can say the same thing about Indiana. Anytime there's a team that comes out of nowhere and does a lot and then returns a core chunk of that roster, it's blindly assumed that if you had a good team and returning production rate is high, you just copy and paste. Like their starting point is where they left off last year. Yeah, but they also had 8 months to listen to people tell them how good they were, and they had 8 months to go from collective chip on the shoulder to pats on the shoulder, and sometimes that doesn't affect guys. Hopefully it doesn't with Altmaier in Illinois. Sometimes it does, though. You come out of the gate ice cold, and everyone's looking and saying, but remember how these guys played last year? What happened? This happens every year. The trick is trying to figure out where it's going to happen. So this is me kind of betting that it doesn't happen with Illinois. And Coach Brett's got those guys ready to go. He's got himself a really good quarterback there in Luke Altmaier. Hey, quick timeout. Check and see if you're subscribed to the YouTube channel. If you're not, I humbly ask that you click subscribe. It's free. It doesn't sign you up for anything. What it does is it helps us keep this show free so we can just do college football year-round. All right, back to the clip. Dylan Raiola at Nebraska, I struggled with 5 through 10 here because these things could slide any which given way. Dylan Raiola at Nebraska, cut down on the turnovers. It's my request. If he's watching, if Matt Rule is watching and there's a portion of the playbook where you cut down on the turnovers at the quarterback position, well, then I'll be too low on Dylan Raiola. That's why he's down at 6 right now. Skill set's there. And Dana Holgorsen calling plays for him there and now. He'll have no shortage of opportunities. 13-11 TD to INT rate last year. So, again, this is not based on returning production or your stat line last year, although I take it into account. This is based on what do I expect from you this year. So I got high expectations, so please don't embarrass me. Jordan Mailata at USC, I put him at number 7. I could see him at number 4. I could see him at number 10. What was that, Jesse? Oh, Jaden, what did I got a big problem with penmanship because I know that kid's name. And we just corrected. All right. So Maava, that's the way you do it. You just don't even say the first name. I had a very, very tough time with 5 through 10. I'd be very interested to see the feedback we get on this. But I put Jaden Maava at number 7, and I can't help but remember when I went to USC last month, the sort of like quiet confidence that you get in the building when they're talking about him. So it's not exactly quiet because they're talking about him, but just the overall net increase that they feel they have in that team that they think will help the quarterback position, which ultimately helps you win games. But it's Lincoln Riley and the quarterback position. So that is yet another area where I've got a guy that I feel comfortable blindly trusting in developing that. And also, not to revisit the whole talking point of Caleb Williams when he was there, but I think it says a lot about how willing and able a guy is to play within the system. And I think Jaden Maava, at least my hope is, he is equipped and ready, willing, and able to play within the system, within the offense. If you're an all-world, like first round, first pick type guy, you can get away with not doing that. Probably doesn't put your team in best position to win, though. And so he's plenty talented enough, is Jaden Maava. I kind of hope he checks all those boxes as well. Bryce Underwood at Michigan, true freshman. Probably going to start there. I have no clue where to put him. He could be the best player in the league. He could struggle. Most freshmen do. He's not most freshmen. So I know what the Michigan pushback on this is going to be. I got no clue where to put him. So I put him at number 8. But if anyone tells you they know definitively what to expect from him, they're lying. That includes Sharon Moore. If we had him on the show right now, I don't think Sharon Moore would tell you, yeah, I got a really, really good idea of what he's going to do this year. He probably knows as a player his profile better than we do, but no one knows. So I got Underwood at 8. I put Fernando Mendoza, the Cal transfer that went to Indiana. I put him at number 9. Look, he'll be a good player this year. I trust the system at Indiana that he's in as well. But I just feel like we're going to get to early November. Maybe Indiana's not undefeated or anything, but I think, again, you'll look and you'll say, man, Kurt Cignetti pulled it off again. And there were places that needed a quarterback that sort of passed on Fernando Mendoza and went with, in my estimation, bigger risk. There may be bigger reward, but bigger risk candidates. Fernando Mendoza is a solid player. And so he's going to Indiana. I got him at number 9. Nico Iamaleava, what do you do with him? What do you do with him? I put him at number 10. I have no idea what to expect. I think UCLA upgraded at the quarterback position, and as a result, I think Tennessee downgraded at the quarterback position. What kind of situation is he being put in? What kind of talent is he surrounded with? How well does he acclimate out there? That's not an easy thing that he's gone through. So, what was he going to be at Tennessee this year? Before any of that change enters the equation, what was he going to be at Tennessee? I don't know. So 5 through 10 in the Big Ten was really hard for me to figure out, and you could really just say the entire picture in the top 10 is hard to figure out. So I welcome your feedback. I just can't wait to get it. It's always so constructive. That's why when we rank quarterbacks in the league in June, that's why I love it, because it's so constructive.